Let's move on to main topic number 2. And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Hector Ramses, who writes, with everyone talking about the naked butt being taken out of Splash on Disney+, almost nobody is talking about the edit on that Netflix did to Back to the Future 2, taking out the quote-unquote offensive magazine cover and a couple of lines from Marty. I kind of get the Disney Plus thing, but why on earth would Netflix edit out mature stuff when they have tons of R-rated stuff on their platform? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, this is one of the strangest things, probably the strangest thing we're going to talk about here today, until we talk about the Tenet trailer at any rate. But yeah, Netflix has taken, there's a scene in Back to the Future 2 where Marty, jumps into the basket and pulls out, I think it was a comic book. Oh, thank goodness. And he opens it up and it's a 50s adult magazine called Ooh La La, if you remember the scene. And he opens it and there's thing and he turns another page and then he looks at the cover of a little bit of a risque Ooh La La magazine, right? Well, here's the interesting thing. Netflix has taken that scene and they've edited it. Now it's a slight edit, right? It's a slight edit. But in the scene, there's a video clip of it online where the actual scene from the movie is flipping and then opens to the page where he sees the front cover. They cut about 10 seconds out. So just so he sees a couple of pages and then it cuts to him jumping backwards going, ooh la la. So it takes out a couple of lines and takes out the magazine cover, even though the magazine cover really isn't all that offensive, whatever, because it was in Back to the Future. But it's there. And they took it out and they edited it. Now, I have talked before about how like the Disney Plus thing with them taking out the butt. That's not a problem to me because Disney Plus is a family-centric or a family-friendly network. All networks have for decades and decades and decades, when they put it on public air that families could be watching, they've edited movies and whatever. As long as the original's there, I get it. So Disney, blah, blah, blah. But this, I don't get. Because as Hector wrote in the email, Rob, Netflix is not designed to be at its core DNA, is not now and has ever been designed to be a family-friendly place. They have family-friendly content on the network, sure they do, but they also have a lot of filthy. They have a lot of R-rated stuff as well. They have a lot of adult, mature-rated stuff. They're all over the place. I get the Disney thing, because their channel is meant to be a certain way. I get that. We've talked about that ad nauseum, so I understand that. The Netflix thing, I don't understand in the least. Rob, what would be in any remotest realm, what would be the motivation of Netflix to take out like a little shot? Like, it's not a major thing. It doesn't fundamentally change the movie. I'm not saying that it does, but why even do that when it is a place that has lots of mature and whatever content? What's their thinking here?
Well, first of all, I'm not convinced Netflix did this. Do we know that they were the ones who did this? Or
the reports I'm reading is that it's only on Netflix's version. That's right. Only on Netflix's version.
I'm wondering if maybe they were sent, because they put on what they're sent by the studio. So obviously this is a Universal film. So maybe they were sent a version that for whatever reason was changed, and that's the version they got. But other than that, we live in really weird times, John. And this idea that in the post-Me Too movement that this might be a joke that they didn't want to have in this movie for some reason. I mean, considering this is a franchise where Marty McFly's his mom is coming on to him in the first movie. I mean, it's such a weird thing to like eliminate. You mean there were girly mags at one point in time? Really? It's just the whole thing is bizarre.
The report that I'm reading here is also saying that a quick search at basically they're saying they looked at Back to the Future 2 on other streaming platforms where you can purchase it, and apparently it's still in there. It's only on the Netflix version that's not there. And That's the thing. I just don't understand it. If this was like Cartoon Network and they decided to take something out, okay. If it's on Disney's, like even on Disney Plus, I don't think that magazine cover would be taken out. I mean, it's not nudity. It's just, I don't get it.
It's very strange. It's a very odd thing.
Here's the thing though, Rob. Especially when the Splash thing came up, I had a lot of people writing into me and saying, oh, well, I mean, this just shows that we should all have physical media because they're just going to change everything and we're not going to have the movie versions that we remembered. And I'm like, come on, everybody, just calm down. This is Disney Plus. They've been doing it on CBS, NBC, and Fox for decades, ever since we've been alive. It's fine. But I mean, maybe there was something more to that because now we're seeing it as something like Netflix, and it's a minor change that makes no difference to the overall movie. Understand, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I would love to hear somebody at Netflix give an official response to this. I would love to hear them say what their kind of rationale behind. Maybe it was, hey, listen, studio directed us to do it. The studio asked us to do it. Okay. In that case, I'd want to hear from the studio. Why take that shot out? I mean, I just don't understand it. It's an interesting little thing. Question here is, guys, what do you think about that? Is it like a studio-wide thing? Is it just a weird little Netflix thing? I'm not really in a position where I can figure out what would the motivation be to cut that out. If you can think of one, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. All right.